Hello and welcome back to the channel. Mid-table mediocrity for Watford FC again. It certainly appears that way. A real dire, drab, boring, disappointing performance from both sides today, actually. It certainly wasn't a game that would excite the neutral watching. But I come away again with more questions than answers. We're a bit of a circus. We're managerless. We are unsure about our direction of travel. And my question is, where do we go from here? What happens next at Watford Football Club? And to be honest with you, I've got no idea. If I was Gino Pozzo sitting in my office today, I certainly wouldn't be appointing Marty Cifuentes, Will Steele, Russell Martin. What's the point? What is the point in doing that right now? We have 16 games to go. It's evident to me that we're bereft of confidence. Our strikers don't have that cutting edge. The midfield today was poor once again. We had Papi Mendy putting in a man of the match performance midweek. I thought he was really off the boil today, as were Imran Louza and Edu Kayembe. Of course, we can see the silly goal from a corner, which has been an ongoing issue all season. And I just feel we lack total direction from top to bottom at this football club. And it makes me laugh as well. I see all the media stories that are put out around Watford and that the club is still going for, Premier League promotion. But let me remind you, the last time we were in the Premier League was in the 2021-22 season. That's nearly 4 or 5 years ago now. We need to stop this nonsense about Premier League, and realise where we are and what needs to be done just to bring some stability back to our club. We're in a nonsense situation once again. And to be honest with you, I'm running out of energy to talk about it now. I'm so bored of how we operate. And yeah, here we are again after yet another defeat. No win since New Year's Day. And again, struggling to really know where we are going as a football club. Now, let's talk about the game today. This is a match reaction, of course. That's my rant over. I thought the performance first half was fine. We looked quite impressive going forward. Off-man Mama once again in particular was a real highlight. Mamadou Doumbia pressing from the front as well. It's always good to see his energy. But once I saw Edu Kayembe scruff his opportunity early on, I had a gut feeling that it wasn't going to be our day. And that was the story and tale of the game, really. Watford looking good in moments going forward, but whether it was the final pass or final shot, we just lacked that cutting edge. And maybe we will get better when players are reintegrated into the squad. We have Pierre Ekwa, who should be nearing fitness soon. Eduardo Bove was part of the travelling pack today. But these signings have all come too late. We've had no real impact from the January transfer window. Saba Goglachitse, who of course was substituted on today at that corner, lost his man, and that resulted in the goal. And just to clarify, Charlie Daniels has since come out and said that was an enforced substitution. I know we were all going a bit mental at the time when the goal was conceded, but he has come out and said that Stephen Mfuni, the Manchester City loanee centre-back, he suffered an injury just before that set piece was taken. If you were watching the game, he suffered quite a hefty fall onto his back after a duel. And that substitution was enforced. The real concern for me, though, wasn't necessarily the corner conceded from the goal conceded from the corner. It was more so the triple substitution late on from Charlie Daniels. If you had told me that Javi Gracia had returned to the dugout once again, I would have believed you. To see Kwadwo Bar, Formose Mendy and Jeremy Petrie come on for the last 5 minutes again, it's just so bizarre. What is it with our club and these late substitutions when chasing a result? That's no time for a player like Kwadwo Bar to get up to speed and impact a game. And that is what I found most disappointing today. Even with a new manager in the dugout, we are still seeing reoccurrences of issues. And that is why I called for calm after the Hull City result. There was many of you across social media suggesting that after Hull, we give it straight away to Charlie Daniels before the end of the season. And I'm still not opposed to that idea. I don't think it's right that Watford get in a manager now for the last 15 or 16 games. I don't think we are capable of getting a playoff. So the exercise of bringing in a Marty Cifuentes, a Will Steele, a Russell Martin, that seems pointless to me. I would rather stick with what we've got and ultimately just finish somewhere in and around kind of 10 and 16th towards the end of the season. I don't see any real reason as to why we should do this cycle again. I would rather wait until the summer and hope miraculously that our owner and our hierarchy have learned from the mistakes that have been made previously. But history suggests they don't do that. Yeah, a real frustrating one for me today. As I said, off-man Mama in the first half looked really good. Mamadou Doumbia pressing from the front as well. Yes, he didn't really have many opportunities today, but at least he works hard and shows energy, unlike our other striker, Luka Kiramgard. I've been really unimpressed with his body language of late, actually. There's such a stark contrast between Doumbia and Luka in terms of how they press and how they kind of hold the forward line towards the top of the pitch. So I'll stop talking there. I've waffled a load of nonsense today. I do apologise, but I feel it needs to be said. I don't know what we are, where we're going, what the direction is. It's just bizarre. We're a bizarre football club. But as I've said before, I wouldn't change it for the world. I am a Watford fan and will be for the rest of my life. So I suppose I'm stuck with it now, unfortunately. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can follow us across all social platforms. We're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're of course here on YouTube. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.